This video is brought to you by Miniature Market. Thousands of board games, miniatures, and paints, discount prices at miniaturemarket.com. Hey everybody, I'm here with Mike from Firelock Games, and we are going to be taking a look at a game that is going to be on Kickstarter in November, Oak and Iron. Mike, thanks so much for showing us this. I really appreciate it.
Excited to show it to you guys.
All right, let's go to the table and check it out. All right, Mike's going to show us Oak and Iron. Now, listen, these are just prototype components here.
Very poor ones.
Very poor ones, he says. But we're going to learn this game, and the Kickstarter's coming when?
It'll be beginning of November.
Beginning of November.
Beginning of November.
So, Mike, take it away. It's all you.
All right, so Oak and Iron is a 1/600 squadron and fleet scale game, and it's going to come with plastic minis. It'll all be plastic, and it'll be all self-contained, so you don't. Everything that comes in the box is what you're going to need to play. So, to go through the way a turn starts, you always start a turn. Each side will have a initiative card face down. Okay. And each player is going to have a hand of initiative cards. The base is 5. You can take better admirals and stuff like that to give you more. And they each have an initiative value and a special rule. So this hand of cards represents the signaling and coordination of the fleet, and also the planning that the commanders have, the admirals have beforehand with their captains. Because you're going to build this hand. These are not set for every faction. You're going to put these together, and that represents building up your plan with your commanders before an engagement. So, first thing you're going to do is you're always going to have a set of cards already out from the turn previous, because these are going to be a turn behind. Right? So we're going to flip these over, and this is the English side over here, and this is the Spanish fleet. Okay. So then we see we have initiative value 5 and 4. So the initiative value 5 is going to go first. That's cool, dude. This favorable wind is going to give this fleet an extra speed, as long as they're downwind, which they are. Wind's going to be coming from this direction. I don't have the arrow out here, but you just take my word for it. Okay. So, and then the English are going to take a fleet maneuver. So what that lets them do is I can get the movement 1 tool, and they can all take a free turn right now, which is good because they're going to kind of getting kind of close to the wind, so that it'll give them an advantage when they start. So I don't want to go all the way. So just like in Blood and Plunder, if the front corner is closer to the wind edge than the rear, then they're sailing upwind, and they're going to take a speed penalty. So I'm going to leave them, basically it's going to even them all out. A little bit here with that card, right? And that's and that is done. So, once these cards are chosen, then you're going to pick one for your next round. You just take whatever card there is fine. So at the end of the turn, this card will go back to your hand. Okay. And then this card will get played for the next turn. Right? So Spanish fleet's gonna go first. So this ship right here is a light frigate, petite frégate. So here's the card for that ship. Okay. So we can see that with the wind hitting it from the back here, it's got a speed of 4. Alright? Right. But I don't necessarily want to go that fast. The 4. Now the frigate's got a rule where it can turn twice. It can turn the beginning or end of its movement. Typically, you're gonna go one or the other. So I want to slow down a little bit so I can get some tighter maneuvering, because the 3 tool's got a sharper turn than the 4. That's what these little triangles are. I'll show you right now. So I'm gonna take a skill test with him, and I'm gonna roll, which is always 5 dice. And if I get any skull results, I get it. So I didn't get any. So I won't be able to change, so I'm stuck moving the 4. So he's going to do a turn first to try to get a little more outside that fleet there. So I just pivot, I line up the arrows there, right? And I pivot, right? And I do the same thing over here, line up the arrow from one arrow to the other. And that's the move, and because he can turn twice, he's going to do something. And now he's done. So once he's done moving, he can take an action. The actions are either to reload, fire, rally, repair, things like that. But he doesn't need to do anything like that now. So once he's done, put a little wake marker, right? To show that he's done moving. So now one ship on the English side will move, right? And we'll just kind of, so it's a frigate also, we'll just kind of move him over here and do the same thing, right? And just pivot him here a little bit, right? So then we'll say all the other ships moved, right? All did their thing. Okay. They'll all have these little wake markers behind them. Those are pretty neat. Thank you. So now we're going to go into the firing phase. Okay. right? And in the firing phase, now that all the ships are moved and taking their actions, the fleet with initiative gets to fire first. So if your ships are in formation, which means you could draw a line within the front to the rear, a straight line, right, at all, then they're going to get to all fire together. So they still fire one at a time, but they fire before any of these ships can fire.
Okay.
If they weren't in formation, right, say this ship was like that, now they would fire one ship, and then these guys, because they're in formation, would fire all their ships, then they could go back and fire any remaining ships. I'll just do one attack real quick to demonstrate how that works. So first thing you do is the arc of fire is the width of the base, right? So you can see here, he just got outmaneuvered a little bit, so he's gonna have to fire this ship. Then we check the range. Closest 2 points. The ranges are either pistol shot, musket shot, or cannon shot, right? Now those are just nautical terms. You're not actually shooting with pistols, it's just how they determine distances, okay? So, we see here that he's in musket shot. So a musket shot, I'm gonna hit on these three faces, which is cannons, muskets, and skulls always hit. So again, the broadside value on that ship right here is a 5, or a 2 if I do a half broadside, but I'm gonna do a full broadside. So I roll the attack, and I've got a cannon, and I've got a musket. Pistols and sails will all miss, as we saw on the die here.
Right.
So 2 hits go through on this ship, and this is a flute. So we grab the flute card. It's pretty similar to that card. So now the flute has a hull fortitude of 1, which means I can cancel 1 hit automatically. Okay? So 1 hit goes in. So because it took a hit, we're going to mark 1 point of damage.
Okay.
And anytime a ship is hit at all, even if the damage is canceled, it takes 1 point of fatigue. So damage represents damage to the actual physical ship itself, and fatigue represents the crew being killed, injured, and demoralized. Okay. So now that he's fired, he takes a reload marker on that side, and he cannot fire a full broadside again until that is removed, but he can fire a partial broadside. Okay. So now that he's done, we go with the next ships, but we'll skip that. And we'll have this one fire there, just to give another example. So here we're not quite within pistol shot, so still musket shot. So he rolls 5 attacks, as we saw, is the same broadside value, right? So let's pretend he rolled a skull, just because, let's say he rolled 2 skulls, just so we can illustrate some stuff. So the pistol will miss, right? These 4 will hit. So he's got a fortitude of 1, so he's gonna pull 1 hit out. And you always gotta pull out, you can never pull out skulls first, they gotta be pulled out last. So skulls are potential crits. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna re-roll both of these, and there's 3 possible results. So what this does, if I get a crew result, that does an extra point of fatigue.
Okay.
If I would have got a sail result, he would have had to drop his sail setting by 1. So he'd go from battle sail to minimum sail. And if I got another skull, that'd do an extra point of damage.
Oh, so it'd be like exploding dice in a way.
Exactly. Now, if you ever have multiple skulls like I had, if you roll doubles of anything, right? So I had got a crew result. If I get 2 crew results, not only do you get the point of fatigue, but you get an extra result as well. So in this case, that represents damage to probably something like the helmsman getting shot out. So what I get to do then is if I get 2 of those results, I get to turn this ship in whatever direction I want for hitting it.
Oh, that's
so I'm gonna knock him. Let's say I'm gonna knock him this way, try to break his formation, right? So, and then there's similar effects. If I would have gotten 2 skulls, that's like a powder detonation. So you immediately, ship gets reduced to critical status of damage. And then sails would have put the ship straight to anchored status, which is immobilized essentially. Wow. And that could all be repaired and whatnot. But so anytime a ship takes 7 points of damage, and it varies from ship to ship, but most of the times it's 7, it becomes crippled. A crippled ship treats every point of damage it takes as a crit. And if you ever get additional damage on that roll, the ship is disabled and is taken out. So as you take damage and become disabled and ships get fatigue and stuff like that, you start building up strike points. If you ever have more strike points than you have ships left in your fleet, you're 4 strikes and sails away.
Wow.
Okay? And that's the basics of the game for the most part.
Well, there you go, guys. A look at Oak and Iron that's going to come to Kickstarter this November. Let's go up top and close it out. Dude, that's ridiculous. Ridiculous. You did it again. First of all, you emptied my wallet out for Blood and Plunder, and now you're going to do it again. Now, November, do you know exactly?
Not exactly the day yet. It's going to be the first half of November.
First half of November. Hey, you're going to want to check this out. A lot of depth to it. If you love Blood and Plunder, you're going to love Oak and Iron. Make sure you check it out. Mike, again, thank you, my brother.
Thanks for
throwing it. Firelock Games. Hey, check them out at their website. They're going to be on Beasts of War too. You're going to want to check that out too, right?
This week.
This week, as a matter of fact. Check it out, guys. Until next time, Joel Powell. We'll see you soon.